Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 22nd of November 2018. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few instruments, a few of their charts, as always, guys. The usual stuff basically. So but before we jump into all that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, let's jump into the charts quickly. So the first one I want to touch on is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So looking at this chart, basically looking at this 4-hour chart, we can see that yesterday the index still closed in the negative zone. So it managed to retrace back down here, and now we're close to the lows here that we saw around October time, and especially we're close to this very important area of support here near the 24,420 zone. Let me just quickly adjust this for future reference, just round it up here. So we're not far from this level. So in a way, what we're going to keep an eye on, of course, we're going to keep a close eye on this potential break here. If we're going to get something like that. Now, if we're going to get at this break, then it could be opening the path towards the low here that we had around the 29th of October, and that was approximately around the 24,125 zone. So keep an eye on that one, but again, further declines could force the index to reach the 24,000 level, the psychological 24,000, and that level last time was tested around here near the around the 28th of June. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. But again, for all these levels, we need to see a nice good drop here and a break below the 24,420 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. Let's see how that performs. If, let's say, this suddenly drives back up here and moves, let's say, from the very short-term perspective, of course, if moves above this little area here around the 24,710 zone, well, keep your eyes on this one, because it could potentially lead the index a little bit higher here, maybe even testing the 24,910 zone approximately there. But if that doesn't stop it, then we could see further acceleration here, where we could potentially aim for the of course the psychological 25,000, and above that the 25,500, which was marked here by the high of the 16th of November. So from long story short, guys, for now, of course, the main thing here is to keep an eye on these potential areas here, potential breakout points, from which, I mean, if we do see a break above this one here, then we could potentially aim for a little bit higher here. But if the index drops below the 24,420 area, something like that, then keep your eyes on the October lows, guys, and we could see a little bit of a rollover here to the downside. Okay, jumping into US oil. Now this is a very good one. Looking at this 4-hour chart as well, you can see that after its Tuesday's decline here, where the commodity found its support near the 58.85 area, approximately here. Since then, it kind of reversed back to the upside, managed to push higher, and now it's kind of currently stuck here, slightly below the 54.82 zone. So keep your eyes on that one, because a nice good break above this could potentially open the path towards, again, for a retest of the 55.85 zone, which was tested yesterday. So we could in a way test that level again, but I'll repeat myself, we need to see a nice good pop here above the 54.82 level. In a way, you could put it towards the 85 if you want, it's just basically an area to watch out for. Like I said, a nice good break above this could, like I said, lead the commodity towards the 55.85 zone. Slightly above that, we do have this downside resistance line here running from the 10th of October. Now we should probably I should probably mention the thing that and as long as it kind of remains intact, this is what could happen potentially. Of course, this is what the scenario that we could get. We could see maybe this one traveling back up here, test the downside resistance line. If the commodity struggles to overcome this, we could see maybe another push lower again. For initially, of course, we'll be aiming for the 54.80 level, 54.85, something like that. This area, and if that doesn't hold, yep, it could potentially then open the path towards back down here towards the lows that we saw here on Tuesday, around the 52.80. But then again, guys, I mean, for now, we have been quite overextended here to the downside. We've been quite oversold, so a bit of recovery probably could do here in this instrument, and we could see maybe it would be probably very nice to see a bit of an upside here, maybe going back here towards the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart, of course I'm talking about. Then yep, and then of course we'll consider these higher levels later on, but for now again, keep your eyes on the 54.80, 85, something like that. A nice good pop above this could open the path towards a test of this downside resistance line. Now certainly, of course, if we do get a nice break here above this one, above this downside resistance line, for a better confirmation of this one maybe traveling higher, we would probably still wait until this would get above the this little area around the 57.90. Now this was marked here by the high of the 16th of November, so last week, basically on Friday, this level was tested. So a nice good pop above this level could potentially open the path back up here towards these higher levels. But for now, of course, we're just gonna see where we are. Certainly on the downside, still keep on monitoring this 52.80, because a nice good drop below this could potentially drive this one much lower. So yep, for now, keep your eyes on down. Let's jump into a few pairs quickly now. So the US dollar against the South African rand. Now this is a very interesting one. As you know, probably the Central Bank of South Africa has released the interest rate, and if they've managed, well, they've increased the interest rate, let's put it that way, let's put it in simple terms. The expectation, of course, was that it will stay the same, but they have lifted the interest rate by 25 basis points, and you can see this nice reaction here in the USDZAR here, and it's moving lower here. Of course, the South African rand is strengthening right now, so the next potential area that we're keeping an eye on, the next potential area of support, or in other words, our target, is the 13.6340 area, which was marked here near the highs of the 19th of July this year. So keep your eyes on that one. This could be a nice potential area for a test. Maybe even the pair will be able to stall here a little bit. So, but for now, this is looking more bearish than bullish. If, let's say, suddenly this reverses back up here and moves above the 13.8780 level, yep, this could be a good sign for the bulls, because this could potentially travel a little bit higher here. But for a better confirmation, for those who are more on the cautious side, you could in a way keep your eyes on the 113.95 area, something like that, approximately there. Maybe just a little bit higher than that, maybe 96 something, and a nice good pop above this could open the path towards back up here towards these higher levels. So, but for now, judging by the picture that we're seeing here, at this point in time, it seems to be want to continue pushing lower. GBPUSD certainly took the center stage today, as you probably are aware as well. The Brexit developments are kicking in, and of course, this is having its this nice effect, good effect, positive effect on the GBP USD pair, certainly on the pound in general. So now we're kind of pushing higher here, but the only thing is here that the pair seems to be kind of getting stuck here and slightly below this 128.85 zone. It was marked here by the highs of the 19th of November, so this Monday basically. So this is where we were this Monday, but as you can see, it's currently getting stuck here a little bit. But certainly, if this continues to drive further up here, we could in a way test the today's high, which was already near the 129, 27, 25, some area, something like that. And just slightly above that, we do have the downside resistance line here running from the 7th of November. That also could get tested. But again, for this scenario, for us to see this scenario, we would need to get a nice good move here again above the 128.85. For now, it seems that it's just hanging around here near that level, but like I said, let's see how this day develops further. If let's say this suddenly breaks, if this downside resistance line breaks, we could then potentially target the 130.30 level. Just kind of on the way there, we could hit the psychological 130 level as well, but the 130.30 level acted as a very nice area for resistance here back on the 15th of November. So yep, you could in a way keep your eyes on this potential area here. So, but only of course if we get a nice pop here above this downside resistance line. So keep your eyes on that one. Jumping into another GBP pair, which is the GBP against CHF, also getting a nice push here. This is where it kind of found its support. Let me just quickly mark that level here, and that was approximately around the 126.85 zone. Just a few pips above that, but maybe 86, something like that. Managed to push nicely above the key important resistance area, which in the past of course acted as a very nice area of support, especially here on the 30th of October and also temporarily on this Monday, and it managed to push back up above it. Also managed to break this key area of resistance at 128.70. So now it seems like it's holding the path towards the next potential area of resistance near the 128.70, or even actually it could go all the way here to test the this upside support line, this tentative short-term upside support line. It could test that from underneath, and at the same time it could potentially also not potentially, but probably if it continues to push higher here, it would test the 200 EMA as well. So keep your eyes on that one. You can see that this EMA kind of plays quite a key role here, especially looking at this 4-hour chart. You can see it kind of acts as an area of support and resistance. So yep, keep your eyes on that one. But again, like I said, for now we're just going to aim for the 128.70 level initially. And the last pair I want to quickly touch on, and that's NZDUSD. So this one certainly it looks like it stalled its acceleration here a little bit. Now if we jump into a daily chart, you can see that after it broke this 200 EMA here and moved higher, it managed to find resistance near the 0.6885 zone, approximately there. It managed to hit that level and then reversed back down. So now it's currently looking at this daily chart balancing around this 200 EMA. This is of course a bit of a difficult one to make a call on, but what we can do here is of course keep an eye on these support and resistance levels, these potential support and resistance levels. Like for example, on the downside, if let's say this breaks below the 0.6780 level here, which was marked by the Tuesday's low, we could potentially see this one traveling a little bit lower here, maybe testing the 0.6755, which was marked here by the inside swing high of the 12th of November, or even actually all the way towards this short-term upside support line that has been running from the lows of the 26th of October. So in a way we could see something like this, basically where the pair would drop below the 0.6780, test the 0.6755, and then maybe rebound it back up from this short-term upside support line. Of course, this is just an idea. Just continue monitoring this pair, and let's see what it wants to do with this level here on the downside. If this continues to travel higher, let's say judging by this 4-hour candle right now, if it's gonna continue pushing higher and if it's gonna break the 0.6815 zone, 17, something like that, this could potentially open the path towards the next area of resistance around the 0.6855. So, which was marked here by yesterday's high. So keep your eyes on that one. Very good, interesting pair to trade. But for now, like I said, keep your eyes on these key important levels. On the upside here, from the very short-term perspective, of course, the 0.6817, and on the downside, the 0.6780. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you found it useful. If you want to join me tomorrow morning at my Traders Espresso, and that's 7 o'clock GMT time, so yep, feel free to join in again. So yep, but I hope right now you're gonna have a fantastic evening, and bye for now.